It's always wonderful when we visit a new city that we get to sit down, have a conversation with either the High Commissioner or the Ambassador that represents South Africa in the country that we're in. Well, today is the turn of our US Ambassador that's representing South Africa. It's an absolute pleasure to be joined by His Excellency Mninwa Mahlangu. Ambassador, thank you so much for hosting us this evening, a braai in America.
Thank you, Leanne, and thank you for coming.
Obviously, the reason that we're here is the launch of this new route from Accra into Washington, D.C. on South African Airways. What do you think of this?
Firstly, it will improve traveling from the United States of America to the western part of the continent of Africa. Therefore, people will tour the place very easily. And secondly, I think it will cut time short, particularly for the business people who want to do business in Ghana, in Nigeria, in South Africa, around those countries. They will be able to travel to and fro the following day and come and do their job here. Therefore, I think it's an important decision that our President and President of Ghana, President Jacob Zuma, have taken to get this route on board, and the South African Airways actually cooperating to do that.
It was wonderful now to see, even though it wasn't on the agenda for the US President to visit South Africa, but to see his interest in Africa, in the continent, and the relations between the US and Africa as a continent, but more specifically South Africa, obviously heading in the right direction. And it seems to be a real top priority to get these relations strengthened and trade strengthened.
He is actually the first sitting American president to address the African Union Chamber, which is excellent. I think he has actually cemented his relationship during his term with the African continent. And he has, last year you would remember, called what we call US-Africa Leadership Summit. All the African presidents were present here, the discussion with him, and he has formed a fund, a $1 billion fund, out of which African countries or the continent of Africa will get half of that to strengthen the investment in those countries, train the entrepreneurs, and assist them to build capacity in order to do building. That's the president that who's really have a keen interest in saying, Africa, it is your time. You know, he's created a new slogan, Africa is on the move.
One of the most amazing things when you do travel through the streets of Washington and you go past all of the embassies, the one after the next is absolutely magnificent. But then you arrive at the South African embassy, and there it is in all its glory with this magnificent statue of Madiba outside. It really makes us proud, and every single one of us South Africans that saw that was so proud. And I believe that that's somewhat of a tourist attraction in its own right.
That statue is a moving statue. It reminds us about the legacy of our former president, who was the first black president in a democratic South Africa. It was purposely erected there because during the apartheid era, those who supported South Africa to put down to the end the apartheid era were always holding their marches there.
Ambassador, thank you so very, very much for welcoming us into your home only the way a South Africa knows how to do, and thank you for talking to us.